The Nook? You bet. You can also read a full replica of the newspaper on your Android-powered smartphone, on Apple's iPhone, or on your laptop. We have a solution for any device. E-Edition is free for subscribers, or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
Roadrunner Rundown on Bakersfield.com and the CSUB Roadrunners Digital Network. Live from the Dignity Health Studios in downtown Bakersfield, California.
Welcome in to another edition of Roadrunner Rundown, a special edition of Roadrunner Rundown, because with the Batman bow tie comes Rowdies at the Movies. That's right, a very special program dedicated today pretty much solely to this little bad boy, the Rowdy, the most sought-after student-athlete award in intercollegiate athletics. That is a fact, and that's what we're talking about in the program today. It is our Rowdies nomination show, this year's theme, Rowdies at the Movies. So the coat, the bow tie, it's a Batman bow tie too, you might not be able to tell, but it's Batman, so it ties in. And I look like Roger Ebert or Gene Siskel or whatever one is still kicking. Nonetheless, we've got Rowdies at the Movies, and this show is all about the Rowdies this week as we unveil the nominees for the 2014 Rowdies coming June 5th at the Majestic Fox Theater. So we're going to be doing that with our athletics director, Jeff Konya, coming up in the next couple segments. Also joining us on the show today, a couple Rowdies veterans. They've been around for a few shows. And they're from the volleyball team, Molly O'Hagan, Julia Bowen. They've been around for a couple Rowdies, and they even contributed a little bit to this year's Rowdies. And the volleyball program, as you'll find out shortly, is heavily represented in this year's Rowdies. So we'll talk with those young ladies in the final segment as well. So lots to get to on this special edition. This is why I'm all dressed up, because it is Rowdies at the Movies. But first, there's a few other business items still going on as we want to welcome you to another edition of the program. And we will start with Bakersfield Roadrunners baseball, because they are the last team in action. The Runners at Seattle this past weekend. They lost the Thursday and Friday game, but they won the Sunday game 10-0. This was the Western Athletic Conference finale. So what that meant is Bakersfield is now the number 4 seed, and in the upcoming Western Athletic Conference tournament this week, and they will play Seattle once again Wednesday at 3 o'clock. So here is the matchups at Cubs Park in Mesa, Arizona for the Western Athletic Conference tournament. The Roadrunners versus Seattle, Wednesday at 3. That is our first game. After that, it's all up in the air, but a nice double elimination format to the tournament this year, which should help the Roadrunners, who last year, unfortunately, in a one and done situation, couldn't quite get enough wins to advance. But now they will play in the double elimination format, Seattle and Bakersfield Wednesday, 3 o'clock at Cubs Park in Mesa. So here are the other seeds for the conference tournament, just to throw those out there. Sacramento State is the number 1 seed. They will have a first-round bye. Texas Pan American, the number 2 seed. They will have a first-round bye. Utah Valley will take on New Mexico State, and Bakersfield will face Seattle. Now, the lowest seed, so for example, say Utah Valley beats New Mexico State, Utah Valley will play Pan American, and if Bakersfield wins, they will play Sacramento State. But the highest seed available always plays the upper seed. So that's kind of how it goes. All up in the air after that. But, of course, we know the one game. But those are your 6 seeds for the Western Athletic Conference Tournament this weekend in Mesa, Arizona. So the Roadrunners, they took off yesterday for Mesa to get a chance to practice on Tuesday before Wednesday's big first contest. And we caught up with a couple of the runners and head coach Bill Kernan to talk about their chances coming up this week.
Yeah, I mean, as you saw, we struggled a lot throughout the year, offensively for the most part. Pitching, we were normally pretty good, but near the end, we started hitting a lot. So I think we're going in this tournament with a lot of confidence. We think we can definitely win this one. We just try to win our first one and move on. I mean, it's really, really good this year. We got the double elimination. I feel if we had that last year, we probably could have won it all. But this year, I mean, you really just don't know. You got to focus on your one game at a time.
Even less than that, we're going pitch by pitch. I mean, as long as we win each pitch going forward, we're gonna end up winning the tournament, because team's got to beat us twice, and it's gonna be hard to do that with the pitching that we got and the way we're playing right now. pretty big for us because, we've never had a regional team here. 2011 and last year we thought that we definitely had a regional quality team. This year we have a chance to win the conference, period. If we win the conference, we go to a regional. It's big. It's going to be big for this city, big for this school, big for this team.
We're in it. Big things, we're in it. We went through so much crap, the worst you can think of, the worst case scenarios, through all this year. And we're playing our best ball, and we couldn't ask for anything better going into the tournament. Everyone knows their role. We're ready to go. People are healthy, and guys are fired up. It wasn't looking so good in the beginning, but going through all that stuff kind of made us tougher mentally. So it's all out there for us, and we're gonna be ready.
We feel good about ourselves. We're swinging the bats better than we have all year. I think our pitching depth is a plus, and our defense is the best in the conference. So we just need to play our best baseball of the year this week, and that's what we've been pointing toward. And I think if we do that, we have a good chance to fight it out. Yeah, it's like starting the season over for us, and so we're going to go after it as we should. I think we all feel like maybe it's our turn after some things that have happened in a couple of the other years, and so if we can put that together, maybe it is.
All right, and that was head coach Bill Kernan, a couple other student athletes as well, talking about the Western Athletic Conference Tournament, which it's underway Wednesday at Cubs Park in Mesa, Arizona. So those are the upcoming games for baseball. Only team still in action as the season kind of winds to a close. On to track and field, though, real quick before we take a break. Big congrats to Brian Wilmert, friend of this program. He is the first Roadrunner to win a Western Athletic Conference track championship. He had the hammer throw 191.04. He wins the hammer throw at the Western Athletic Conference Championships at Utah Valley. Big win for Bakersfield. First time ever that the runners have had a WAC champion in a track and field uniform, but congrats to Brian. We've had him on the show before. He helped me kind of hammer throw, sort of. And so congrats to Brian, and a fantastic season for him. Bakersfield 7 out of 8 on the men's side, and finishing an 8th on the women's side. All right, we're going to step away and take a break, because when we come back, we are getting to our Rowdies at the Movies nominations. That's right, it is all about the Rowdies today. It's about who is being nominated for what, hence the bow tie, hence everything else. And so we are going to speak with our athletics director, Jeff Konya. We're going to go category by category, award by award, and tell you who is nominated for the 2014 Rowdies, June 5th at the Fox Theater. We will be back. Stick around. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
Do you need training to find that special job? West Tech is here to help. We offer several training opportunities such as Passport, Confined Spaces, Pediatric CPR, Medic First Aid, Defensive Driving, and Agricultural Safety. Whether you are an individual sent to us by an employment agency or one of our many large business clients sending huge teams of employees for training, our solutions can meet your unique needs. West Tech, we change people's lives.
Current Business Journal contains news and information from local business leaders and organizations. Topics include agriculture, health and medical, energy, real estate, and more. Visit currentbusinessjournal.com to find out how to subscribe or where to pick up a free copy. To inquire about advertising in the bi-monthly Business Journal, call 395-7586. Find us online on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on currentbusinessjournal.com.
Brave and bold, silver and gold.
We're on a mission. Aggie up.
Bronx Country just got a whole lot bigger.
Mighty Wolverines of UVU.
Join the herd. Lopes up.
Bold moves, big season, grew up.
We are the new gold standard. We will be champions.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes. We're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
And welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown. I had to take the mic, the windscreen off because it was covering my bow tie, the Batman bow tie, because it's the Rowdies nomination show. Welcome back to the program. My guest didn't get the bow tie memo, but
no bow tie.
No bow tie for the movies. But nonetheless, Jeff Konya.
I don't know how I can even compete with you, Corey.
I know it's
with
tough.
The hat and
it's tough. That's
Batman
why.
And
that's
tuxedo look.
That's why I'm really happy that I'm me, so I don't have to compete with me. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the show.
You just keep telling yourself that, man.
I know, I do.
Just keep doing that.
Welcome to the show, and we're going to be getting to the Rowdies nominees in just a moment. But I know this is probably in the three short years of doing the Rowdies, this is the biggest and best Rowdy show yet. I mean, confidently we can say that.
Oh yeah, biggest and best for sure.
Now we're going to the Fox Theater, new format, Fox Theater downtown, which is great. And also we've got free admission for everybody, anybody and everybody, to come and check out the show. June 5th, starting at 8 o'clock.
That's a great plug. Yeah. I mean, we had so much interest in the show last year that we decided to change venues to accommodate all the fans and all the attendees. And, when you get that much crowd, you really have to increase the level of the product. And as you know, it's been a labor of love for the last 2-3 months, a great labor of love in that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the show's at a different level, and I think the community is really going to, appreciate it, and it's going to be one of those events that the community responds to and looks forward to each and every year.
Now, the theme this year is at the movies, so obviously there's a lot of movie tie-ins. That's why the bow tie is Batman, because I'm a big fan of the Michael Keaton Batman. The original one.
Oh, no.
Before
Christian Bale, come on.
Christian Bale and
so
all that
much better.
nonsense. Nonetheless, so that's our theme. So everything is themed around movies, and people will get that this year. There's a lot of skits. There's not skits. There's a lot of videos, clips, and scenes and trailers that were done by student athletes, by staff, which, by the way, I'm going to tell people right now, we have a very talented acting staff.
Well, the two of us, really. I mean,
we act like we know what we're doing every day, so naturally it just spills onto the screen.
Hollywood really should take notice. If there are a couple producers that want to come up and check out the show,
yeah,
I mean, we really could be cast.
Yes.
I don't know for what, though.
Well, I don't know. I do have a long movie background of guy in the background. I have a couple of those on my IMDb
those are your credits?
page. Yeah, generic football coach. Yes, on my IMDb page. Other than that, that's about it. So I could use a little more work. But let's get to some of the. We've got a total of 17 awards going to be given out. Now we've got a couple of them we're not talking about today because they're still in flux. Just as far as one of them is the best video performance, which came from the student athletes making their movie spoofs. So
yep.
we don't have the finalists there yet. Those will be unveiled during the show. We also have. What was the other one?
Roadrunner Olympics.
Roadrunner Olympics Award, which is given to the champion of the Roadrunner Olympics between teams. So those we don't have yet. But
and community service.
And what we can at least we can give you those nomination teams tonight. We do have those. But so those couple, and we have slides for most of them we want to show. So let's start with our first award, which normally it's the first award every year in the show anyway, and that's our Clutch Performer of the Year award. So on the screen we'll show the nominees. Clutch Performer of the Year. Paige Schruda giving water polo an early representation in this show. 35 goals this season in her senior year. She also, this was her clutch performance though. 9 goals scored in 2 matches on the same day.
Tough to do.
She scored a career-high 5 goals in a 12-8 win over Cal Lutheran to open the Cal Lutheran Posada Invite, then scored 4 more goals in the second game against Laverne to lead the Runners to a 4-0 record and a tournament victory. Yeah, 9 goals in 2 days in 2 games on the same day is pretty clutch.
Very clutch.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So she's number 1. Deborah Araju is there as well on this list. Araju clutch for volleyball in 2013. One particular match though. And Jeff, you saw this one firsthand. At home to first place New Mexico State. Down 2-0. Runners avoided the sweep of the third set win. Then Araju took over, took critical points down the stretch, 2 of the final 3 points in a 25-24 set win, and then wrapped up the comeback with 7 kills in the 5th set and a game-ending block to give the Runners the 3-2 win. I mean, that game was huge.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. She was a grade A performance right there.
And
against the top team in the conference.
And all year long, but that one specifically. Ariana Mariscal is this is a first nomination. Indoor women's track is getting their first nomination.
First ROWDYs nomination.
Yeah, indoor
absolutely.
track. She finished 3rd at the 800, took the bronze, the WAC Indoor Champions. Strong start, first all-conference honor for women's track in the indoor program, and that also put her in the top 10 list in the women's 800-meter record books as well. And you'll see during the show, we actually had the video of the run. It's pretty cool. She did a great job. And then Hugo Vanales, a men's soccer a student athlete. Okay, he had 3 goals this season, all right, and 7 points in 16 matches. But every time he scored, it meant something.
Yeah.
I mean, as far
big
as
goals.
Big goals. He had the lone goal against Seattle. That was a 2-1 loss, but he made the biggest impact. Overtime, first round WAC tournament, game winner to advance to the next round there. So he beat Kansas City, and he was huge all year.
Pick your spots.
Yeah.
And those were some pretty big spots.
So those are our clutch performer of the year nominees right there. Paige Schroeder, Deborah Araju, Ariana Mariscal, and Hugo Vanales. All right, we'll move on next to, what do we got? Weight Room Warriors. Our Weight Room Warriors nominees. These are the student athletes that, here's the criteria on the selection of these. Now, Brendan Ziegler, our director of performance and all that good stuff, he kind of comes up with these, but I basically will say yay or nay because since I'm located so very close to the weight room, if I see these people in front of my office a lot, that's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
I mean,
proximity to the weight room.
They are
criteria.
They are in there, and I can back up Brendan Ziegler's nominations by saying, yeah, I saw those people. So here we go. Brian Wilmert, men's track and field. He, of course, is the hammer throw champion, which was huge. I mean, this kid's worked his tail off. I mean, he's one of those guys that I always saw in the weight room. And he's our first WAC champion in the hammer throw. It's pretty cool.
Very impressive. First WAC champion in outdoor track, and could have happened to a more dedicated guy.
Yeah, dedicated, and we had him on the show. He's just a gentle giant. Like he can throw a hammer and a shot put too. From this picture, Tyler Outland as well, All-American, Region 9 this year. Really should have been Conference Player of the Year. She was through College Sports Madness. A phenomenal year, and it started in the weight room.
Absolutely, kind of like that Michael Jordan philosophy. You need to put in your work out of off the court in order to prosper on the court, and Tiana certainly did that in her trade, women's basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Mariah Alvidrez of volleyball / sand volleyball. I mean, you obviously have to be in phenomenal shape to play one sport, but she plays 2. She's a libero in the indoor, which basically you've got to kind of do a little bit of everything. And then she's one of the top players in the sand as well, which takes a whole other set of skills. So, I mean, obviously she's staying in great shape and working hard in the weight room for 2 seasons of sport.
Well, the libero position takes quite a bit of pounding to the body, and so you have to obviously be very strong and be well conditioned to be able to even make it through a season, and then to combine that and the team of Guitar and Alvidrez made it to the semifinals of the Pac-12. So obviously all that work and dedication and conditioning paid off.
Doing something right. And then Sydney Raber of CSUB softball, one of those players, does a little bit of everything, little pitching, plays here and there. And, again, one of those players that just seemed to work this year, and that's what gets her on the ballot, so they say.
Yeah, and really played her best softball at the end of the season in the tournament and made the all WAC tournament team, and that's testament to what she put in off season.
Absolutely. Now, our next award, those are our first two, our Clutch Performer of the Year and our Weight Room Warrior nominees. Moving on now, this is always a fun category because this is Newcomer of the Year. I always love this category because this is somebody who, it could be anyone from a freshman to a senior. I mean, these are people that that are first year in the program. So it's pretty cool because we get a chance to honor a whole different a different class of people sometimes because depending on what year they came in. So we want to start with Melissa Sweat, women's basketball. She is a senior. She had 1 year in Bakersfield, but second on the team in scoring. Just a player who, as we saw kind of at the end of the season especially, played her best basketball, really helped the Runners get to the semifinals in the WAC, have a strong showing and nearly win in the WNIT. I mean, she was a huge part of that.
Absolutely. Great season for Melissa Sweat. I'm sure Greg McCall wants to figure out a way to go back in time and get her a couple more years in the Roadrunner Gold and Blue. But fantastic season, kind of the homecoming for the Stockdale grad.
Yeah, 14.7 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, 36 steals, 5 blocks, scored 20 or more points 5 times, including a career-high 26 in the semifinals of the WAC tournament. That's a heck of a year. And then also in the basketball front on the men's side, Ali Ahmed, he was named to the WAC's all-defensive team. 9 points, 6.5 rebounds a game, 20 blocks on the year, 3 double-doubles for the Roadrunners, including a career-high 16 points and 13 wins in a regular season win over Idaho. He, too, was a player. He started out kind of slow just because he was still trying to get back into playing shape. We weren't sure if he was going to be eligible. Wasn't until, 6 games in the year?
6 games in, yeah.
When he got a chance to play. And so took some time. But as the season progressed, he, too, got a lot better. And obviously he's going to be, as a sophomore now and being a junior next year, it'll be a building block for the Runners post in the next couple of years.
Absolutely. And that move he had in the WAC finals with the going down the lane with the behind the back. I'm sure it gave a few people some gray hairs, but it was a fantastic finish for Ali.
We had a couple highlights of him, and people will see during the Rowdy's show. I mean, during the nomination video, a couple great highlights of what he was able to do late in the year. You know, when when someone's trying to guard him and he's got his back to the basket and he decides to make that spin move, and you're toast. There's just no stopping that. So that was a good year for Ali. And then one of my favorite newcomers just this year because he's broke in kind of out of nowhere. Max Carter. This is a freshman. This is a freshman walk-on. This is a kid. And the funny story, his high school coach was telling me this, that he showed up to basically walk on the team, and Bill Kernan says, "What am I going to do with this kid? I don't think he can hit. I don't think he can pitch. I don't know where I'm going to play. I don't know what I'm going to do with this kid." And next thing you know, he is basically the closer in the bullpen. He is one of our better hitters this year. He settled. I think he's played 6 different positions. The only thing he hasn't played was center field, first base, and short. He's played everywhere else on the diamond. And just a kid who just loves to play and definitely made an impact right away.
Certainly a jack of all trades, and Max has made a name for himself, and certainly he's got his following in the bleachers.
Yeah.
Especially when he goes in the closer role, but fantastic first season. Hopefully that he can translate that well in the next couple of days as the Runners take on Seattle Wednesday at 3.
Well, and then the last one, Hedda Regafalk, who was a freshman of the year in the Western Athletic Conference, led the Roadrunners in conference play, 3 goals, 7 points. Overall, Regafalk was tied for the team leading goals with 4, second on the team in points with 10, and tied for the second on the squad in assists with 2. Just a solid season for her in her first year, but also being an international student, so a lot of things to kind of overcome and go out and just play soccer. But I think she did a pretty good job of doing that this year.
Yeah, great transition year. Sometimes the international athletes, especially the freshmen, have a rough time just adapting to the culture and the expectations and basically intercollegiate athletics, something that's new to them, something they haven't followed. But Hedda did a good job and started from day one and was able to give some key goals. I know she scored the game winner against New Mexico State at home in double overtime. So a good first season for Hedda as well.
We'll do one more team award here before we take a break. Let's get to our best team turnaround award. I would like this award too because basically, if you're not good one year, the coach if a coach was savvy, coach should say, "Hey, I'm just setting my team up for best team turnaround next year." But these are programs that have, and they're all dominated by the ladies this year. By the way, this is a female heavy Rowdies. We had a lot of great performances by our women's programs this year, and so they kind of stuck it to the boys this year. I think this is a ladies' show.
Well, the first couple of years it was the other way.
Yeah.
You had men's soccer in the first year dominating, then baseball last year.
Yeah.
And men's basketball even in 2011. So, but this year you're right. It's a very female student athlete heavy, and it's obviously a testament to those athletes and those coaches.
And the best team turnaround women's swimming, couple details. They were 8-5. That's a school best at the Division I level in dual meets. 2-0 against WAC only competition. Several school personal best marks throughout the year. Team finished in 4th at the Western Athletic Conference Championship, but the runners boasted 4 event wins, including individual titles in the 500 and 200 free and relay wins in the 800 and 400 freestyle. So they had a great turnaround. Women's basketball as well. They were 12-17 a year ago. This year they put together a much better showing. They're first in the Western Athletic Conference. They were 19-12 into the regular season, winning 4 of their last 5 conference games. They were the 2 seed in the Western Athletic Conference tournament. They scored nearly 400 more points this season while winning 7 more games this year. They advanced to the semis of the first ever conference tournament, and of course they were the WAC's automatic spot in the WNIT, where they had a fantastic showing as well. And then just their second season, sand volleyball, huge growth in 2014. They lose their head coach we're talking weeks before the season. Olivia Simcoe comes in. They win 3 more games than a year ago, and they were quality. They beat Pac-12 teams Oregon, Arizona, Arizona State. They had a tremendous showing at the Pac-12 team championship tournament as well. Sand volleyball was very impressive this year with the quality of victories that they had.
The quality of victories, and I think they had one of the top 5 strength of schedule difficult in the country, and so to be able to put that record up against that competition is extremely impressive.
They opened a new facility this year, so there was a lot of buzz around their program this season. So a great turnaround for sand volleyball, who really last year it just seemed like people didn't pay a ton of attention to because they were just getting started. They were on the road all the time, and then all of a sudden we open a facility. They're getting wins. They opened the facility with a win over Oregon, huge for sand volleyball. So glad that they're this as well. So those are our best team turnaround nominees, and we're almost halfway through. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, more of the 2014 ROWDYs nominations, and let's see, still to come on the program, we still have the President's Award, we have our Best Individual Contest Awards, our best, and also the Flockman Awards as well for our best male and female athletes, and so much more. So stick around. The 2014 ROWDYs nomination show, special effects, continues. We'll be back. Roadrunner Rundown.
Introducing TBC Mobile from the Bakersfield, California. The most complete news, sports, weather, video, opinion, and lifestyle coverage in Bakersfield and Kern County. It's the easiest way to stay up to date on all things local while on the go. Read it on your smartphone or tablet. Download now by searching Bakersfield Californian in the Apple, Google, and Amazon app stores.
Save 50 to 90% with the Bakersfield Californian's Daily Deal featured on Bakersfield.com. A daily deal is offered each weekday on services from local restaurants, dry cleaners, health and beauty services, retail shops, and local activities for the entire family. The Daily Deal is 100% local. Find these amazing deals only at dailydeal.bakersfield.com.
The Bakersfield Californian is a great read on the iPad, but did you know that the Bakersfield Californian is available on your Kindle Fire? Or how about Google's Nexus 7, the Nook? You bet. You can also read a full replica of the newspaper on your Android-powered smartphone, on Apple's iPhone, or on your laptop. We have a solution for any device. E-Edition is free for subscribers, or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
Current Business Journal contains news and information from local business leaders and organizations. Topics include agriculture, health and medical, energy, real estate, and more. Visit currentbusinessjournal.com to find out how to subscribe or where to pick up a free copy. To inquire about advertising in the bi-monthly Business Journal, call 395-7586. Find us online on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on currentbusinessjournal.com.
The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes. We're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
We are back on Roadrunner Rundown. It is the 2014 ROWDYs Nomination Show. The most sought-after student-athlete award in all of intercollegiate athletics. And the most deadly as well. Because right there, that'll impale you. Be careful, kids. Handle with care.
Yep. Saw it on an episode of, I think, Criminal Minds. And
as last year's ROWDYs show proved, this is a very handy kitchen tool. If you win one, slices, dices, pounds, and chops.
It's versatile.
It is very versatile. All right, well, we got more ROWDYs nominees to get to. Jeff Konya in studio with us, and time to get to our Most Improved Athlete Award. This award goes to, well, the Most Improved Athlete. Here are our nominees: Malia Miller of women's golf, Badabe Zompare, women's basketball, Molly O'Hagan from CSUB volleyball, Joe Massamia of men's soccer, and Jose Pepe Mendoza of Roadrunners wrestling, all having very good years. Jeff, give me your thoughts just on this kind of nomination class for Most Improved Athlete.
Well, it's an impressive class here for Improved Athlete. You have Malia Miller, who had one of the best rounds in CCB Division I history and shaved, I think, 2 shots off of her per
season average.
Her season average. You have Zampari, who was basically a rebounding machine. Even found a lot of her offensive game, but basically was getting doubles left and right.
Set a D1 record in CSUB for single rebound games. Yeah.
21.
21. Yep.
21. Joe did a great job with men's soccer. Really increased his scoring. It was a very, very diverse scoring season for the Roadrunners in men's soccer, but he scored big goals and actually was almost like I don't want to say a quiet leader, but he led by example.
Sure.
And that was huge for the growth of that young team. And then Mendoza, he really got some key results in some big games or big matches, Boise State and some of the others. And then Molly O'Hagan becoming second team all-WAC performer. Really taking leadership role, had some huge games.
About 150 more kills than last year.
Yeah, probably should have been first team all WAC.
Yeah.
But again, was one of the anchors of a team that really, really had a good season and second place in the WAC.
Hit 231 last season. Her hitting percentage this year was 327. Led Bakersfield in kills 3 times and blocks on 5 occasions. So that's our Most Improved Athlete category. Moving on real quick to our time for the best contest. This is our best individual contest for the female student athletes. We got 5 nominees here as well. And this award is one game where one particular performance that stands out, one game, maybe one meet, one match, whatever it may be, that stands out as the best individual athletic contest. We have Erica Shelton from CSUB Women's Soccer, Badabe Zampare once again for her 21 rebound game against Texas Pan American, Fernanda Gonsalves as well for CSUB Volleyball, Michaela Page, who won 4 events at the Western Athletic Conference tournament meet this past year in women's swimming, and Tiana Outland, who had a Division I record for most points in a game as the Runners defeated Kansas City 97-91, career high 36 points in that one. Gonsalves, by the way, career high 64 assists and 14 digs against Kansas City this year. Second time this year she recorded 60 assists in a game, but that was a win. Badabe Zampare as well for that game, that school record, 21 rebounds. and also Erica Shelton, who led the season with a hat trick to lead Bakersfield past Southern Utah 4-1. First for the Roadrunners since 2010. So some pretty impressive individual games here.
That's an extremely tough category. You 66 assists, 30 points, 4 WAC places in the championship, record-setting rebounds, and a hat trick. I mean, that's dicey. I mean, you could probably get 5 awards out.
Yes, so very cool best individual contest for the female. Moving on to our best individual contest for a male, and our this one will go again. This has got 4 nominees, and Bryce Hammond, bottom left there from CSUB Wrestling, repeating as a 174-pound champion. First time since 2009 that Bakersfield's had a Pac-12 repeater. He beat Joe Latham of Oregon State, scored his first period, took the lead briefly, and then ended the match with a pin. Mitchell Huxhold, again, 500 free and 1650 freestyle races for the runners in the WAC championships, lowered his own school mark by 4 seconds, smashed the record in the 1650 by over 15 seconds, named WAC Swimmer of the Year, and first NCAA finalist for Bakersfield as well. Isaiah Grayson in the Western Athletic Conference tournament led all scorers with 21 points, had finished the game career high 33 points, and just a great performance really down the stretch, but that game in particular, unfortunately, was a loss, but he was just crazy good in that ball game. And then Solomon Williams, just recently, actually, this just 2 weeks ago, a late edition, but one of the runners' greatest all-time games, 7-6 win, 13-inning win over New Mexico State. Williams was 3 for 6 in the game, scored a pair of critical runs as well, led CSB back from a run down twice in extra innings, hit a double and eventually scored in the 11th, then hit a leadoff home run in the top of the 13th to tie the game, answering a leadoff home run, he hit in the bottom of the 13th, answering a leadoff home run in the top of the 13th from New Mexico State. He also set the table for the 7-6 victory in that inning. So all 4 of those performances were huge, and again, a very tough category.
Very tough. Solomon, that home run was a moonshot. I mean, that thing, that was Major League Baseball written all over. And then you have Isaiah Grayson with his all-tournament performance in the WAC, and just a special game against New Mexico State for 3/4 of that game, scoring over 30. How many people have scored 30 on New Mexico State with their guard play? And then you have 2 All-Americans, Huxhold and Hammond. Again, tough category there.
Absolutely. And moving on now to our Flockman Awards. Now, the Flockman Awards are named after the late Dr. Michael Flockman, and his wife, Dr. Kim Flockman, have always helped out with this. We give them a criteria, and they select some of the best student athletes of the year in a male category and a female category. On the women's side, Michaela Page. We talked about her earlier, just those 4 wins in the WAC championship. Phenomenal sophomore season, just kept setting records, winning championships left and right. Tana Outland, Region 9 All-American for women's basketball, all-conference selection, just a huge year as a junior. Fernanda Gonsalves, again, for what she did as pretty much the setter, and so she's getting a lot of the assist points. She's not necessarily getting the kills and the digs and all that stuff, but a phenomenal year for her. And Deborah Araju, who is a phenomenal volleyball player, leading the team in kills, big performances. All 4 of these young ladies very deserving of this award.
Yeah, again, I like a broken record here, a tough category, but you're kind of splitting hairs of excellence. With Tana Outland, with her College Sport Madness, all WAC performances and double digits, and really leading the turnaround of women's basketball. And you have Michaela Page and the 8-5 women's swim team best record, really on her shoulders. And then the 2 volleyball athletes, producing the best Division I season in CSUB volleyball history. So, again, tough category right there.
Absolutely. Now, finally, our Flockman male nominees, a lot of the similar guys you saw in the best performances because they were team leaders. These were guys that led their clubs. And you got Mitchell Huxhold, we just talked about, All-American in men's swimming, the first NCAA finalist for Bakersfield at the Division I level, a couple wins, WAC Swimmer of the Year. Bryce Hammond repeating as 174-pound champion in the Pac-12. There he is beating Joe Latham of Oregon State. And then Taylor Aikenhead, who has been the Friday night starter. He had a 3-hitter just the other night, a couple weeks ago. Has been a consistent pitcher for the Roadrunners all year long, and a good senior leader for that ball club. And then Isaiah Grayson, as we pointed out, the big performance. But he had a stretch this year where he broke his career high. I think it was 3 out of 4 games. At Omaha, at USC, and then he came back. I mean, it just seemed like every other day I was updating Isaiah Grayson's career high, because he really this year stepped up as more of a scorer because the Roadrunner offense needed it. And, I don't know where they would have been without him this year, because Isaiah Grayson was such a leader both as a point guard and a scorer this season.
Yeah, again, a lot of similar names here. Grayson had to adjust his game to be more of a primary scorer. And did just a magnificent job doing that. You have the 2 All-Americans again. I don't want to discount how hard that is, but with Bryce doing it, repeating in the Pac-12s, and then Mitchell making I think the NCAA championships in 3 events.
Yeah.
And then Taylor Aikenhead, and his record actually could be a little bit better. That's where it's that age-old dilemma in baseball.
Right.
Pitching wins and losses is contingent on your hitting, and there are a couple games there, Pan Am as an example, against the best pitcher in the WAC, where Aikenhead was a fly ball catch away from defeating arguably the best pitcher in the Western part of the U.S. So, just again, tough category, and I'm interested to see who wins that one.
And our final slide, not our final award, but our final slide is our President's Award. Now, this award is decided upon by Dr. Horace Mitchell. It's given traditionally to a senior. Somebody who's had a good career as a Roadrunner, however it may be, 4 years long, 2 years long, whatever it may be, but someone who really exemplifies the student-athlete experience and student-athletes at CSUB. We start with Erica Shelton, had a good couple years with the Roadrunners, led the team again in goals this year on the women's soccer side of things. Carissa Vega, who's had a good career for CSUB softball, just one of those student-athletes that's been a consistent presence in the outfield for the Roadrunners and at the plate. Scott Lutke, who was a defensive player of the year this year in the Western Athletic Conference, a guy who doesn't get a ton, as a defense player, doesn't get a ton of run, but being named Defensive Player of the Year was huge for him. And Isaiah Grayson, like we said, Isaiah's been around for 3 years. He only played for 2, and of course he sat out last season. So a guy who really was patient in his development and his knee injury last year, and hanging out and just still being a part of the program. And so very deserving student athletes here for the President's Award.
Yeah, and I think all 4 slides and 4 individuals. I mean, the President's Award is about leadership in large part. Of course, it's about academic athletic performance, but also about leadership. And you're talking about team captains, team leaders. You're talking about consistent efforts. Carissa hitting 300, I think, for the better part of 2 years, and Sheldon with what she's had to do pretty much as a mainstay in central midfield and scoring goals. You have Lutke with the WAC Defensive Player of the Year, and then Grayson's postseason accolades and second team all WAC during the regular season. So that's a impressive group all the way around.
Absolutely.
Very diverse.
Now, we had a couple things that we didn't have slides for. I want to get these real quick. Academic awards. Our Kegley McCall Award. This is the best team GPA. Those nominees are sand volleyball, softball, and men's track and field. All right? That's for the Kegley McCall Award. The best academic performance. This is an award that's kind of decided on like an academic All-American would be. Somebody whose GPA is at least like 3.5, but is a contributor to their team as well. Those nominees are Alyssa Page from women's track, Dalton Kelly from CESUB Wrestling, Marilyn Naderhoff from women's basketball, and Taylor Aikenhead from Roadrunners Baseball. And real quick, the Rudy Carvajal Community Service Award, which is given to the team that is out in the community, named after former athletics director Rudy Carvajal, the team that is out there and representing the Roadrunners with community service. Those nominees this year: men's soccer, men's and women's swimming, women's soccer, and men's basketball. Those are our nominees there. And this year's Team of the Year, this goes to, well, you guessed it, the best team of the year. And those nominees right now are volleyball, women's basketball, and men's soccer. Those are our 3 nominees. And those are the nominees for the 2014 Rowdies, June 5th.
99.9%.
99. There's always a little wiggle room.
There's a little wiggle room.
Just in case something miraculous happens at the baseball tournament. You just leave a little bit of wiggle room. But you could take that to the bank. Those are your ROWDYs nominees for 2014. Join us June 5th at the Majestic Fox Theater. More to come in the next couple weeks before the show. Jeff, thanks so much for joining us. We're going to bring a couple ROWDYs veterans in to talk about the show from the student-athlete perspective next.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah.
They'll do it much better. Do they have to wear a bow tie or a hat?
I don't know if they got the Batman bow tie memo, but if they did, they'd be much cooler if they did. I think I should go with the bow tie look. I mean, I kind of look. I'm liking the bow tie look. Look at that, huh? No, I mean, as you wear a
no
tie,
comment.
Just wear
No
a
comment.
Bow tie. You know, they make them all fancy. You make them all fun now.
Yeah, there was a reason why you started off in radio.
You're absolutely right. All right, thank you so much, Jeff. We'll be talking soon. We're gonna step away and take a break. When we come back, Molly O'Hagan, Julia Bowen from volleyball. They were represented in the ROWDYs nominees, and they're veterans. They're gonna talk about how cool that show is. We'll be back with that. Stick around. It's Roadrunner Rundown.
Court reporting is an enjoyable career that pays well. Enrolling in the court reporting program at Taft College West Tech will help you learn everything you need to know about making a verbatim record. Apply your training as a deposition reporter, official court reporter, or cart provider. Become a certified shorthand reporter and earn a starting salary of $50,000 or more per year. Call 387-1055 for more information. Court reporting, the career you've been looking for.
Introducing TBC Mobile from the Bakersfield, California. The most complete news, sports, weather, video, opinion, and lifestyle coverage in Bakersfield and Kern County. It's the easiest way to stay up to date on all things local while on the go. Read it on your smartphone or tablet. Download now by searching Bakersfield Californian in the Apple, Google, and Amazon app stores.
The new book is out. That was easy. I would title this thing sort of a description of what raising children is like. You know, that was easy. I've been writing columns now for about 25 years. Writing has always been a conversation. You're taking somebody by the hand for 3 or 4 minutes and you're not letting go. The new book, That Was Easy. Nothing easy about any of this, but we've had some fun and I hope you guys will have some fun looking at this book.
The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes. We're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
Welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown, final segment of the show, the ROWDYs nomination show, the most sought-after student-athlete award in intercollegiate athletics. Because, and I have people that can attest to that, they are here in studio. They are ROWDYs veterans. They are Molly O'Hagan and Julia Bowen from volleyball. You guys have been around the ROWDYs for a couple years now.
Yes.
Can you just tell people how awesome it is, first of all?
It's pretty awesome. It's what we look forward to every year. It's like what we get to dress up for, you know, we get to see all the accomplishments of every athlete. It's a pretty cool event, definitely.
Yeah, and I know, like Molly, like after the first year, I think it was you that stopped me and said, "Oh, we're gonna win that Rowdy next year," right? Like, is it something that you guys kind of think about throughout the year now?
Oh, I mean, we're very competitive about it. We're a very competitive squad in general, but we want to win awards. Like, it's awesome. It's a great way to wrap up the end of the year, and we all are like, "Ooh, who's gonna win this? Who's gonna win this?" Like, it's really fun. So we all want to win because we get bragging rights. But
Absolutely, and you get a shiny trophy. Now, this year we did, throw the nominees out early, so people got a chance to see, and they can, check this out later on our website as well. So people will know who's in the categories. Now you guys won last year too for like best team turnaround, right?
Yes.
So you have, you got a team award under your belt. So so how cool was that to, you guys got I think you had a couple good representation last year as well in volleyball.
Yeah, it was really cool. I think we were really, really excited about that award because we worked really hard for it. And now I think this year we're just ready to win more.
There you go. Now, I want you to talk about the format of the show. Now, this is, most schools, they'll do just, let's have a dinner, let's have a banquet, let's, announce our award winners. We decided, okay, we are very unconventional, so let's just do something unconventional.
Yeah.
Let's bring basically the concept of the ESPYs to Bakersfield and and do that. So how much do you guys enjoy the format of the videos and everything going on?
Oh, the videos are my favorite part.
Yeah.
I especially love your videos. You're pretty creative. You get us laughing pretty hard. It's fun because, award shows often aren't very fun. So it's good that, we break up with a little humor here and there, and we get to see different videos of competitions and highlights throughout the year, because a lot of times we don't know other sports teams, major games or major accomplishments. So it's really cool to see different things at the show.
And this year, we're going to the Fox. We're going downtown. Yeah. How pumped are you guys about being at the Fox Theater, the majestic Fox Theater?
This will be really cool. I mean, we're part of SAC, so we kind of got to help a little bit in what we wanted to do. And I think, that's going to be a huge, exciting part because, I mean, it's fun to have it in the Dory Theater, but this is going to be...
It takes it to another level.
Yeah, we get to dress up even more. It's kind of, a really big event that we get to look forward to. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and if you go by, maybe on your way back to campus today, roll by the Fox, look at the marquee. We're on the marquee.
No way.
Rowdy's is on the marquee at the Fox Theater right now.
That's a big deal.
And I think we had one of those big gigantic movie posters made, and it's in their display case, I think as well right now at the Fox. So
hopefully we'll have a good turnout. I'm excited.
We should. Now, another part of the show this year is the theme is at the movies because we're going to what was historically a movie theater here in Bakersfield. So we had a contest. One of the Rowdies we didn't announce the nominees for today was Best Video Performance. We sent it out to all the teams and said, you guys need to either reenact your favorite movie scene, make a movie trailer, do something about regarding a movie and tying it into your team. And so CSUB Volleyball did a fantastic job with the movie Bridesmaids, and they broke up several scenes. And I just so happened to have a couple clips of these two young ladies that were reenacting. Now I'm trying to remember the name of the character that Melissa McCarthy played.
I'm Megan.
Megan, that's right. Yes.
And she's Air Marshal John.
Air Marshal John. Remember the Air Marshal scene? So we have the two. Let's roll one of the clips from Volleyball's Bridesmaids video.
Hey, not Air Marshal John. You want to go into the restroom and not rest?
I need to go back to my seat.
Feel that steam heat coming from my undercarriage? Excuse me. Oh, that can go up and higher.
I love the mustache, Julia. I love that you added the mustache to not Air Marshal John. There you go. And the obviously, how many sweatshirts did you have stuffed under your shirt?
I had like a pillow shoved in there with my fanny pack around the front. So we had fun.
Your bridesmaid stuff was really good. I mean, I don't know if I think you might be a finalist.
You
guys are very good.
We're not.
Did a lot of scenes. I love the dress shop scene. Was fun. You nailed that one. And then the ending, the very famous ending where they're singing the Wilson Phillips songs.
Oh,
you guys color coordinated. Everybody had a black dress. It looked like a wedding.
Yeah, we felt like we were in a wedding.
You guys did a phenomenal
job. Hey, we put some thought into this.
Yeah.
So
just remember that.
Yeah. Whoever's voting.
It was definitely a cool thing. We're going to get a chance. That's the other part of the show. Throughout the night, we're going to take our top 3 student-athlete movies. Those will kind of get aired in their entirety. But then we're also going to kind of have an editing room floor where we take the best of the rest and throw in scenes from the movies.
Cool.
And then there's probably going to be some of the other scenes thrown at during the ending credits as well. So we got you guys covered. There's going to be a lot of how cool was it this year to kind of be a part of that and do something for the show as well?
I think, we were excited about it. It's fun to be a part of it and be goofy because, a lot of times when people see us perform, we're serious, we're competing. So it's really fun to kind of show our goofy side and to get funny. So we were really excited to do it, and our team had such a blast filming. So.
I got this idea last year. There was a little bit of I know SAC did kind of a music video contest, and it was a few teams did it, and I saw it and I thought, you know what? There's a lot of talent with our athletes outside of being athletes.
We're not just athletic.
Yeah, exactly.
We're actors.
There's people that can video edit well. They're very good actors. And so that's when I said, let's get the athletes involved. And it seems like everybody had a good time doing it.
It was a really fun time.
So what should we do like next year? How do we get the athletes involved next year?
I don't think you should have a Rowdies. I'm going to be gone. So,
oh, right. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Maybe we should have an alumni of the year category, and you could win it. All right. Well, ladies, thanks so much for joining us, and thanks for your input on the show. And
no problem.
Do me a favor, just spread the word. Get people there to the Fox
All right.
Theater.
We will.
June 5th.
June 5th.
Batman bow tie, totally optional, but it is a formal event. So if you want to wear the Batman bow tie, hit me up. I can.
Okay, it'd look nice with our dresses.
Exactly. All right, ladies, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, folks, and thank you for joining us as well on this ROWDYs nomination show. Special effects time? Ooh. Thank you so much for joining us. You can get the show anytime online at GoRunners.com. Archive versions of the show as well. Hey, join us next week on the program. We're going to have a lot of video and all sorts of highlights and good stuff from the Western Athletic Conference Baseball Tournament in Mesa, Arizona. Of course, the Roadrunner Rundown cameras will be there. We'll have all that on next week's program as well. More about the Rowdies. And again, join us June 5th at the Majestic Fox Theater. Tickets are free. Just show up and find a seat. We won't kick you out, I promise. That's going to be starting at 8 p.m. Doors open at 7 on June the 5th at the Majestic Fox Theater. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/CSUB Roadrunners, on Twitter and Instagram at CSUB Athletics. Thanks so much for joining us, folks. This has been Roadrunner Rundown.